господа, позвольте мне выразить слово искренней благодарности за какой невероятной быстротой Российской Федерации оказали гуманитарную помощь Индии в борьбе с пандемией COVID. И этот факт, что вчера в Нью-Дели приземлились два самолета Ил-76 МЧС России, является показателем великой дружбы между Индией и Россией. Правительство и народ Индии высоко и искренне оценили данную помощь, о чем его превосходительство господин Нарендра Моди, премьер-министр Индии, сообщил его превосходительство господину Владимиру Путину, президенту Российской Федерации, во время их телефонного разговора вчера. Позвольте мне воспользоваться данной возможностью и выразить слово благодарность правительству Российской Федерации, Министерству промышленности и торговли Российской Федерации, которое работало не покладая рук совместное посольство Индии в России, Министерством иностранных дел Российской Федерации, МЧС России и посольством Российской Федерации в Нью-Дели, чтобы гуманитарная помощь была доставлена в Индию в кратчайшие сроки. Это является показателем особого партнерства, которое стало благополучно существует между Индией и Россией. Данная гуманитарная помощь надолго останется в памяти правительства и народа Индии. Спасибо. Let me say a few words in English to convey our very deep gratitude and appreciation for the support extended by the government of the Russian Federation, which was extended yesterday in the form of two Il-76 MCS aircraft which landed last night in Delhi, carrying more than 22 tons of humanitarian assistance as grant assistance, which has been extremely well received by the government and the people of India. This was conveyed by our Prime Minister during his telephone conversation between Prime Minister Modi and President Putin last evening. This assistance, which has been given at very short notice and in a very short time, is extremely valued, and the value of this assistance is not just related to the need for such assistance in India at this present point of time, because of this sharp rise in the COVID cases, because of the new variant that has appeared in India, but also for the fact that our close friend, long-standing friend, our strategic partner, the Russian Federation, has stepped forward and has provided such assistance. I have conveyed on behalf of the government and of India our appreciation to the Ministry of Trade, to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to MCS, and all other agencies, and the embassy here in Moscow, who worked very closely with our colleagues in the Russian embassy in Delhi, and this has ensured that the assistance has been extended in the most efficient manner possible. So this assistance will live in our memory as one more standing testimony to the very close friendship between not just the two countries, but the great respect that the people of Russia are held in by the people of India. On 1st May, we will roll out as part of our national universal adult vaccination program in India, the Sputnik V, which will be rolled out in phases, and we expect that this will be providing a major contribution to India's vaccination efforts. It is not just for India. As the scale of Sputnik vaccinations increase in India, we also anticipate that the manufacture of the Sputnik vaccine will take place in 3 phases. First is that the Sputnik vaccine will be supplied in finished form. In the second phase, it will be supplied in bulk form. And in the third phase, we will expect that it will be manufactured in India by Indian companies. Some of the best Indian companies in this field are collaborating with the RDIF, and I would like to take this opportunity to convey a very warm gratitude and appreciation for the role that the RDIF has played all along. And they've been a very good partner for the Indian companies, and we hope that this will be taken forward. All said, we expect in the months ahead more than 60 to 70% of Sputnik vaccine produced anywhere will be produced in India. We expect more than 850 million doses. That will be enough for about 400 million people in India, but we also expect that once the requirements of India and Russia are met, there will be possibility of Sputnik vaccine produced in India to be exported to third countries as well. As you know, we are very pleased with the data that is now becoming available. Firstly, the 97.6% data that came out of the Sputnik vaccine in Russia as a result of the use in Russia over the last several months. This is very, very encouraging. We also noted the comments made by the head of the Gamaleya Institute, a very respected institute, that the Sputnik vaccine is also capable of addressing some of the variants in the COVID virus that we are witnessing. And as you can see, some of the mutations that took place led to this deadly combination of the spread, and the transmissibility of the virus is greatly increased in India, which is not just a concern for India, but a concern. The mutation problem is a concern for global health. So in this, we see our partnership with Russia not just expanding, but deepening. It has a great value for the health situation in India, but also in Russia. But our partnership will also be of great meaning to other countries in the world. With this, I would be happy to take some questions.
Mr. Ambassador,
Please.
Yes, the City and Interfax News Agency. We would like to know how much Sputnik V vaccine will be received during the first phase, when it will be imported from Russia into India, and whether you are certain that it will combat the Indian mutation of the virus.
Yes, we are confident. As regards to your second question, we are confident. I've already referred to the fact that the Gamaleya Institute has clarified that the Sputnik vaccine is capable of handling the mutations that have taken place in India. We expect, say, between 150,000 and 200,000 ready-made vaccines to be available very quickly in the early part of May, but this will be increased definitely by the middle and the later part of May, and perhaps by the May itself, the total Sputnik numbers will be probably more than 3 million. So it's a very substantial number. This will steadily increase, 5 million in June, 10, and correspondingly we wish to take this forward. Let me also say that RDIF is already in touch with their main partner in India is Dr. Reddy Laboratories. It's a very respected, internationally a very respected Indian pharmaceutical firm. It has also been in Russia for several years. They have partnered with 5 other Indian companies, but there are also plans to expand the production base in India by establishing cooperation with 2 more Indian companies. So presently we're looking at 850 million doses, but I would expect that these numbers can very well rise as we move ahead. But this will take a few months to materialize. Please.
Mr. Arma, good afternoon. Due to the difficult COVID situation in India, is India and Russia considering a restriction or suspension of air travel between the 2 countries? And if you don't mind, the second question, will Russia send additional batches of medical health to India?
Well, with regard to air travel, presently I think our authorities are in touch. There are no plans to reduce the existing number of flights. There are 2 flights run by Aeroflot and 2 flights by Air India. Both are operating at the present moment, but we have noted that the Moscow authorities have taken additional precautions, and very rightly so, of conducting additional tests of those passengers arriving from countries which have a high incidence of COVID, and that includes flights from India. But at present, there are no plans for restricting air travel. With regard to additional areas of cooperation, of course, we are constantly in touch, and this is something that we envisage in the days ahead.
Ekaterina Chukayeva, Sputnik News. You said that you are going to start the vaccination in India in May, and which states will be the priority for vaccinations?
Well, I'm really not aware of the details. We have already started the process of registration of people, but let me clarify, the Indian vaccination program is already on. We began the process something similar to what was done in Russia. Initially it was senior citizens, and then it came down to senior citizens and medical workers was in the first phase. Then it came down to years of 45 years of age. But on May 1st, it will be available for all people above the age of 18, and it is across the country. So the numbers are very large. We have just begun the process of registration, and there is a lot of interest in vaccination. So presently there are 2 vaccines available in India. One is AstraZeneca. The second is Covaxin, which is an Indian vaccine, which has also been very, very effective. And we are very happy that the 3rd major vaccine that will join the group of vaccines that will be available for vaccination will be the Sputnik V. And all 3, I'm sure at some stage will be participating. So I don't have an exact number of which state it will be done, but I'm sure that this issue will be sorted out. We are also aware of some efforts which RDIF is now presently conducting with discussions with Indian regulatory authorities to do a combination of vaccines. So you take a first vaccine, which is AstraZeneca, but the second vaccine can also be substituted by Sputnik. So this combination of vaccines is also something that is being talked about. It's not been approved as yet, but if that combination becomes possible, then that is an additional benefit that will be available in India because of the entry of approval and entry of Sputnik V. We are also awaiting with interest the expected announcement by the Russian regulatory authorities on what is called Sputnik Light. We wait to see and more information on this, and once this becomes available, it will also be assessed by our regulatory authorities in India, and if it's found suitable, that too will be taken forward. But that is something for the future. So I'd like to thank all of you for participating today, and Once again, we greatly appreciate the solidarity that has been shown by Russia, by the Russian government, by the Russian people. And thank you very much for the support that all of you in the Russian media have extended to us. Thank you and have a good